Hello guys, welcome to our YouTube channel. We are the Abrams.
Yep. And it's so good to be before you again today to share life experiences, to bring things that will excite you and instruct you at the same time along your way. Alright, so we did a video,
the last video
a while ago, and we talked about the signs, the indicators of an abusive relationship and
silent signs.
Excuse me. Many times they're not even silent. I mean, they're clear enough for many people. It's just that people just choose to be silent about them. Okay, so today we want to look at why people find it difficult to dissociate, to detach from such relationships, even though they know, they are aware of the capabilities or the potentials, the deadly potentials of those relationships. And it's very important because highlighting the signs is not enough. You need to know what causes, because a lot of people actually know these signs, but they don't know how to get out. They don't know how to exit or eject from such relationships. So babe, how do we get started on this? What do you think? Because this is not just ladies, guys are also in this trap. Sometimes we find that people, they know that relationships are abusive. They can tell that this is not going the way I expected, but they can't get out of it. What's responsible? What's the cause of this? Because the effect is seen in society today. People with deadly potentials get to marry each other, and then we start hearing all kinds of things. Maybe a few months later, start hearing it. That's the effect. But there are causes. These are the deep-rooted reasons why those things happen in society.
So the question now is why people find it difficult to let go. I think the number one, and honestly speaking, there are many answers we can give to it, but I feel that long run, many times it stems back usually to this particular factor, the self. Now it's a subtle pride. So people say things like, number one, time. Oh, I've spent a lot of time in this relationship. 2, resources. I've invested in this relationship. I can't let it go. 3, still investment to emotional ties. No. I have I've slept with this guy. I've even aborted for him. I can't let go. See, the hallmark of everything is just about pride. Yourself. You esteem. There's still something that you feel is more esteemable than the danger that you are seeing. You know that usually, just like we were joking yesterday, and you told me that if something happens now, God forbid, I will not even know that I fit into that burglary. By the time I will run through the burglary. So sometimes the way a human has been designed, in philosophy there's something called the sanctity of human life. And there's a human instinct that when the sanctity of human life is threatened, you react even without reasoning. The first thing that comes to you is to run to safety. Do you understand? So if there's anything that is making those people see those danger, yet they are not running to safety, is because there's something that they hold, that they highly esteem, that they feel that is much more estimable than the danger that they are seeing. You understand, babe? Because God forbid, if you're in a fire accident or something happens, or you a gunshot or something, you don't think about any of that. The next thing is run to safety. That's just what your head tells you. Run to safety. And just like my husband said, you could have flew a 3-story building before you look back and realize, how did I fly that story building? You understand? So if you don't have that reaction of flee, it's because usually you're holding on to something, and that thing usually has to do with pride. It's a sort of self-pride that feels that, I've invested time, I can't let go. I've invested resources, my money. It was my money that she used to go to school. It was my money that he used to finish whatever, this and this. I was the one that gave him this and that and that and that, whatever it is. You see, guys, I think we'll just do another video about it. One time I told you about how to break up a relationship. Yes, there's how to break a relationship, how to end a relationship. You see, one of the things I said in that write-up was that you must understand that the person you're with, there's a reason why you said yes to the person in the first place. Meaning that person has a good side to himself or herself. But the danger you're seeing is bigger than that good self. Not bigger in quantity, they may even be good a lot of time, but that's what the resultant effect of what that one action can be. You understand? It's just like somebody can get angry and push somebody and the person's head slams against the wall, God forbid, and the person died. Now that person could have been good and everything, but that one incident, you understand?
Life is taken.
Exactly. So that is bigger. So you must amplify that danger. That's what I said there. You must amplify it and intentionally forget about the good. It's not like you're trying to be a bad person, but just intentionally forget about the good and amplify. Put that thing before you like this, like the Bible said. Be building it until it becomes very big. Okay, so that's just by the way. So I feel that these are some of the reasons, babe, why people feel that, oh, I can't let go in spite of this. You know, sometimes when I hear stories of, oh, they've been dating for 12 years, 10 years, and the guy now eventually left on the wedding day or something, you know, I usually tell you that there's something that has been wrong in that relationship. See, it's not just the person that ran you want to blame now. While that is good, the person that stayed too. Could it be that the other person that ran has been trying to get away from the relationship, but they feel that this person has constrained them too much, they have no choice. You understand that kind of a thing? So, investment of time, investment of resources, emotional tabs are some of the reasons why people feel that. But you must, as human being, you must, just like what a man of God said, and Mama Funketu said it, the covenant of life is bigger than any other thing in this world. You must understand that it is because you are alive. That's why you can even think of, I want to make money, I want to even get married, I want to do and that. So anything that is a threat to that life, directly or indirectly, must become priority to you.
As a priority for elimination.
Exactly.
Either elimination or flight. If you cannot eliminate it, you run away from it.
Exactly. Must become utmost priority to you, beyond every cold stone and Dominion pizza and Versace handbag and Gucci slippers.
And I also think that with respect to our society, there is also this propensity to keep up appearances.
Yeah.
So you're in a relationship with a rich guy, but it's abusive. But
sometimes
you feel
it's not even
okay, I'm just even using that as an example.
It's true. So let's be realistic. Sometimes people who are in a relationship, it's not like guys even rich or he has money or something. It's just
plain,
whatever it is.
But because you want, first of all, the people or your friends or the people around you to think that, look, you're in a relationship and you're doing well. You don't want to appear as though I've told them I'm in a relationship. I cannot come and say things are not going well. No. So you want to keep relationship up, so you stay.
For how long? That's the question you should answer.
Another reason is because you feel like, and our parents did a lot of damage in that area. Their actions made us as children vow that we will not be broke, or that we will not come and beg them for anything. So you choose to stay with the guy because he's meeting your needs. And you're like, look, I can't get out of this relationship. If I get out of this relationship, who will take care of me? If I get out of this relationship, my mom will now start taunting me like, hey, you said this and that. Or if I get out of this relationship, this guy, my family will start suffering. So I feel like these are other aspects of it, particularly with respect to our contemporary society. That ladies and guys choose to stay in relationships because of the things they get from it. Greed.
Yes, what you get from it.
What you get from it.
Very true.
So,
and what will people say?
What will people say?
It's another thing. What will people say? Oh, I've been in this relationship for... And you know this thing even happened in a Christian faith.
Even I was just about to say that now, even in Christendom.
Because I was there.
It's serious.
You know, I was there. And, you know, the relationship just wasn't working at some point. And what even makes the Christian more dicey is that you have people that maybe are like senior friends or people you kind of submit to and everything, and you bring these issues to them, and they don't really sit to actually look at how intense or how serious these issues are. So they just scrape into the surface. Some of them just even want to know your story. Seriously, they just want to know your story to have that feeling like, oh, this one is still under me, she's sharing her difficulty with me. You understand? They don't take it seriously. I'm speaking from experience. They don't take it seriously, and so at the end of the day, you're left with all sort of choice. What will I do now? The youth fellowship already knows. My pastor already knows. He's a pastor's son. He's a pastor's boy. See, all of those things don't matter.
Sometimes you're even in a position of leadership. Maybe two of you are in a position of leadership.
Yes, both of you are in position of leadership.
Yes. Exemplary actions to people below you.
Exactly.
So when these kind of things start happening to you, you're like, look, I can't come out and tell people that this was happening. So let's just be keeping, let's just be managing ourselves.
Thank you. Like in my previous relationship, both of us were in a leadership relationship.
Yeah.
In fact, a lot of people even saw our relationship as something to model. Yes, a lot of people were modeling our relationship, and the relationship had very, very good aspects. Like I'm telling you, very, very, very good prospects. But the little dangers I was seeing, I know that if I amplify this danger in the near future, it could bring more harm than the prospects that it is doing right now. So if you know what is good at that point, at that instant, instead of just staying and saying, and you've stayed for a while, you've been there 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, the things doesn't really change, there's really no need to waste time there. Seriously, see, you need to get yourself to a point whereby you don't care so much about what people say. For as long as you know that what you're doing is something that will bring about a ultimate good in the near future. So you have to be able to do with what people say. For instance, when I did that, imagine all the old drama that was around it. And you know, things that people said and everything. And I didn't explain. I didn't have to explain myself to anybody. Because I felt that explaining or saying this and this could put this person in a bad light. Usually because if the person you're with is somebody that represents something significant to others. Now, this is a very, very cogent point in Christianity. You're dating a man of God. For instance, you're dating a group president, fellowship president, whatever, a minister, a song minister, anything. But that person has some level of influence. It's always very difficult for those people who are dating them to come out or say this is what this person is doing or something, or end it, because they feel that I will put this person in a bad light. So really, if you want to do that, there are compromises too that you have to take. For instance, it might mean that you don't have to talk what exactly went wrong in that relationship. You just tell people, I'm ending this relationship, and that is it. So because if you did not necessarily say something, they would not have anything to hold against the person. Mostly all the blame, and you have to be ready to take the blame, because mostly all the blame will come to you. She's proud, she's not submissive, she's this, she's that, is this and that and that and that. You have to have that large skin that can take all of these things, so that momentarily it might be discomforting, but so that in the long run you can live a peaceful life.
For the sake of God's kingdom.
Yes. So that you know, because at the end of the day, when you are not enduring, you have to project. For how long would you endure? Marriage is not university. Ordinarily, your university, say for your 4 years or 5 years course, the day you get it like this, after some while, you're God, let me just graduate. Why are people happy? Once they get to 300 level, they say, hey, send me FYB, send me FYB. You already excited because you already feel like, I want to get out. Now that's just university, or maybe a master's program of just 1 year, 2 years. You're like, I want to get out. Now, amplify it in marriage. 1 year, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
And then people begin to choose what this feel is the easy way out.
Yes. Or sometimes they don't even choose divorce, they literally kill themselves, and then they come and give you all sorts of narrative about marriage. Marriage is this. When you mention marriage, you say, even in the church, the moment everybody mention marriage, you say, I was listening you about where I was the other day. And then the moment they say, you want to marry, you are excited, I mean, don't worry. When you marry, your eyes to clear. You know, people project their tragedy and evil and misfortune in that area. Sorry if it feels awful, but that's just what it is. to other people because they made the wrong choices and they feel I just have to stay here and manage. And there's, as human beings, you cannot hide everything for long. No matter how you hide, there's still something about you. Whether it's your indifference about the thing or it's your hatred about the thing, something about you will show that something went wrong that made you abhor this thing. So those are some of the things that make people to stay in relationship. Because we were talking generally before, but we had to bring it again to the context of church and and society, and stuff like that. So these are some of the things that, but just like we've said, you have to prioritize your future and your life above momentary things. Yes. So the guy has been beating you, but he's been giving you money. So imagine that one day he got angry and he pushed you and you not carried on the wall and you died. What is the essence of the remaining money in your account that he has given you? So breaking this kind of thing doesn't mean that you won't feel discomforted. Yes, you might have to go hungry for a period of time, but you have to hold on to your dignity and that sanctity of life and the hope for the future much more than what the present can give you. So that, babe, are there other points? Because I still have other points.
You still do?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm talking too much, Abby. Okay, babe. Do you know that there are spiritual reasons why people don't end relationships like this? Sometimes people have gone into covenants. You didn't think about it, like blood covenants.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
So, how do you think somebody who is gone into blood covenant, the fear of it now, will not let the person out?
How was it there? I read about it. A lady, a teenager.
Speak up.
She went into a blood covenant with a guy. They were still teenagers, so I don't just know what. It's just this youthful exuberance. So this blood thing that you front of them, you say, I'll never leave you, no, I should leave, and all of that. And it didn't get to have psychological issues. As she began to grow, she began to have psychological issues on her. And she was no longer with the guy, but she was afraid to go into another relationship because of that distance. So yes, that is a good point. And I don't know if this also counts. Ladies who use diabolical means to get into relationships.
Yes. Very valid point too. You used Kaya Mata and whatever it is that they call it, whatever them Amashalans, you know them. You people know them now. You people know them. And you buy stuff from them too, or you even do the local girls who are not the girls from Elenino and time people. They will ask you to bring something. You tie it, you carry white shirt to church. They tie it.
How do you know
all these things you people are doing? God is looking at you people. God will have mercy on you. And all of those extreme things that people do. Yeah, people do these things. So babe, once when I was in the university, I didn't know. I didn't even used to think of things like this. One thing happened one time, and my eye opened. I'm like, what? Ladies go to this extent? Why now? Sometimes I cannot relate it to some of those things because I'm like, why? Are you God or something? So yes, you're very right. People do all those diabolic things to the guy, and now you force yourself to enter the guy now. Now this is a stuff's not clear, or it's the guy too that is not feeling like I want to leave, but feeling tired of all those diabolic things and everything. But I feel that this is where the power of God comes in. That see, if you listen to our first few videos, we emphasized a lot on God. See, you can't really do life without God. That's the truth. See, at the center of all of these things is God and the fear of God. As simple as it sounds, it's actually what makes the difference. If you say a good relationship, you say a good marriage, that is what makes the difference. That God factor, the fact that people have reference for God, is really what makes the difference. So the God factor. So you have to go put your head under God, seek help in God. Let the word of God dissolve that psychological fear in you. Sometimes some of those things might not even be that valid, but the psychological fear that it forms inside of you, those experiences forming you, and you have watched movies, you have seen what happened to people that broke those kinds of things, and now you're scared and everything. And even if they are valid, the Bible says that there's a more sure word of prophecy. It says, for this cause was the Son of Man made manifest, that he might destroy, and before the Bible says it might destroy, might annihilate the works of darkness. So all of these are works of darkness. There's already provision with it within the word of God to conquer stuff like this. So go into God. And I feel that that's where you should have the oversight that you can trust. Open up to somebody about it.
Yeah.
You know, the Bible says that the true nature of everything is known when it is brought to light. So if you open up about it, seek help. Don't just die in silence and say, they may hear me. You know, some people, you ask them, why are you still in this relationship? This one and that. And say, they may hear me. Like, I understand myself. I know why I'm still here. Don't be doing that to your me. Speak up. Even sometimes at the risk of you speak up and somebody betrayed you, it's still fine. Until you get them.
The problem, share this also.
Until you get help. You know, keep speaking of God. Speak up to somebody, a oversight over you that can help you, that can hold your hands through that season until you come out of that bondage. You should not now marry the person and raise children inside bondage.
I mean, children become victims of this same thing.
Of this terrible thing.
The cycle goes on
and on. It's just terrible. So all of these things are not enough reasons, are some of the reasons why people remain in abusive relationships.
I want to encourage those who either have been in abusive relationships before, or who are, because of all the things that they are hearing, worried about getting into a relationship. Know that, yes, you hear negative things and all of that, but they are still good relationships.
Yes, so
they're still good people.
Yeah,
they're
good
still
marriages.
Functional marriages. They are still loving marriages.
Yes, so.
In fact, the one that we heard about the church and the love, people began to say, church people, that's how they should do. That's not true. I told a lot of guys, for every one dysfunctional marriage you see online,
there are like 10 marriages that are working
very well.
Yes,
very well. And that's one of the reasons why we decided to come out as a couple to portray that, look, these things work. It works. Because when bad one, people like bad news.
Yes, they amplify the bad one.
And everybody start thinking, don't get stuck on bad news.
Yes.
Look for the positive ones and follow them.
Surround yourself with people that their marriages are working.
Very important.
Yes, it works. And I think lastly, if you're in a relationship with somebody, like we said in our last video, we mentioned the psychopath, people threats to life and everything. I feel that that's why we usually advise that before you go into a relationship, go into a relationship with someone that has an oversight over them. See, this thing is not a religious thing. Even if in quotes you're not a religious person and stuff like that, still make sure that the person you are dating has somebody that you fears, and that person that they are accountable to is also not somebody that the head is not very correct. Make sure that you sample that kind of relationship so that that person at least has some level of common sense and is okay. When stuff like that happen, please report to those head. Bring their parents or whatever family, let them be involved. Don't say, I will not blow it open. What if we now have a good time? For now, still do this right thing.
It will help him, even if you don't end up with that person.
Yes.
It will help their future.
Yes. So with somebody who constantly threatens you that if you leave you, I will kill you, I'll kill myself, that constantly say something like that, report to their oversight, bring this notice to their parents or family. And if it persists for a little while, you don't have to wait until this thing for a little while. Please make an official report to the police and let the person write a statement that says they would not, there's a way they write that statement, restraining order. And so you also have to, just like you said, the God factor is extremely important at this time. You have to hide yourself, your family, pray for the person to under God perpetually. If possible, you want to leave town or whatever it is. See, it looks like it hasn't got into that, but sometimes it has actually got into that. You just haven't realized the danger line ahead of you.
Okay guys, we're here at the end of the video.
Yes.
and we're sure that you've learned one or two things. Follow us, keep following us, subscribe, come, in fact, send us messages, comments, and make sure that you interact with the post, and right there for you. If there's special counsel you need, you can email us privately. You can reply on private.
Yeah,
that's fine. So with that, come to the end of this video. We are the
Abrahams. Have a nice day.
Oh yeah.